How you guys doing? Come on in. Make sure you guys like the video. All right. How you guys doing? What's going on? Happy Easter, everyone. I hope you guys had a fantastic and a wonderful Easter on this Sunday. Now we have to talk about some things. We have to go to church. And I just want to make it clear. If you guys can hear me, please press that one. All right. And I just want to say thank you all from the bottom of my heart, all of my party crashers, all the people that have followed me since day one. I appreciate you all. I thank you for joining me on this journey of gossip and entertainment and informative news. We're going to cover it all here at the Messy Sweet Spot. If you guys have not subscribed, make sure you have subscribed and hit that subscribe button so you can get notified and you can join us. You guys know my forum is open. It's open. That means that if you have something to say, you want to give your input, in the chat at the top, it's a link. I want you to hit that link and come up and talk to me. I love to talk to my people. All right. So I saw this video, this post going around, and it's a pastor. He's a very well-known pastor and the first lady. And she says some things that's just like out of hand. She states that God told her to iron her husband's side chick clothes. What type of Bible are they reading? What God are they serving? Because when I was growing up, and if you guys did not know, I grew up in the church. I went to church 3 to 4 times a week. Okay. I know a lot about different types: Christian, non-denomination, Lutheran, Catholic, you name it. And I've never saw where they condoned a husband having a side chick. That is fornication. Back in the day, traditionally speaking, they will put an F on your forehead for fornicating, or having adultery, sex before marriage. And for her to say that God told her to iron the clothes of the side chick, it is bonkers. Okay. So I put it up here and a lot of you guys reacted to it. So I said, okay, this is the one we should talk about. And hopefully we get you guys to come up here and hit that link, because I want to know what y'all got to say about this. All right. All right. So here it is. I'm going to put it up here. All right. And just to let you guys know, we do have another live to cover later on tonight. We're going to be talking about a little hip hop news. Earlier today, we did cover Terrence Howard and Diddy and Michael Jackson. So if you missed that after this or later on tonight, I want you to go back into the archives and check that video out. Okay. So let me bring this up here. Just give me 1 minute to do this. Bring it up here. Okay, you guys can see it. I'm going to make it full screen. All right. So let's hear what Pastor wife Kelly Steele says. That she was graced by God to iron her husband's clothes for his side chick. Woo! Iron your husband's clothes for his side chick. I mean, brainwashing is really real when it comes to religion. Mental illness is also real when it comes to religion. But let's hear what she has to say.
I just completely changed as a person, and I realized that God loves me, that God has a purpose and plan for my life, that God chose me, that I'm fearfully and wonderfully made. Yeah. So he would call me out my name, it wouldn't bother me because I allowed God's voice to be louder than his. And when I was going through transition of him not coming home on the weekends, not being there, telling me I hate you, I'll never love you, I wish I never married you. Right. I knew that life and death is in the power of the tongue through the word of God. So I would say, you will love me one day. We will have a good marriage one day. And although he would go out for weekends, I would literally help him get ready to go meet a side chick by ironing his clothes and getting him ready for the night. And these are all things I was graced to do. I would not encourage anybody to do that unless you are graced by God to do this. But once I knew who I was, I realized,
all right. Did you guys hear that? What do you guys think about that? And I need my ladies. I need my ladies that are in the church. I need you to come up here and speak to it, because there's a lot of stuff that's going on in the church that is confusing, and it does a disservice to other people that believe in, Christianity. So if you're a lady of God and you see this, it is your duty to hit that link and come up here and tell us your thoughts about this. Do you agree with this and let us know why? Or do you disagree and let us know why as well? We are a community-based channel, so we want to share and inform. And I will open it up for anybody. If you're not religious and you have something to say, because most of us have been raised religiously, I would love to hear from you as well. Okay. All right. So, and if you're a guy, I'm curious to hear what you guys say too, So I want to look on the side notes and see what people are saying. I'm going to play it one more time for the people in the back. Play it. I'm going to have to come on out.
And I had a radical heart shift from that moment. I got in my word, under my word. I just completely changed as a person. And I realized that God loves me, that God has a purpose and plan for my life, that God chose me, that I'm fearfully and wonderfully made. Yeah. So he would call me out my name. It wouldn't bother me because I allowed God's voice to be loud.
Wow. He will call me out my name and it would not bother me. So, but you're not with a man of God. This man does not fear God. How could you fear God when you're out here fornicating with Satan? You're out here with Satan's daughter, giving your wife God's know what. And it seems like she's been led by a demon himself. He portrayed himself to be a man of God, but a man of God, a man that fears God, would not disrespect his wife. A man that find a wife findeth a good thing. So how could you disrespect your good thing? How could you betray your good thing? How could you risk her health and yours by going out here fornicating, heartbreaking her mentally, spiritually, and all that? And she says that God gave her that assignment to endure it. So that is that's awkward. That is strange. She said he would call her all types of bees and stuff like that. And I'm sure he still disrespects her and abuses her. I mean, she's telling us this story today, but I'm sure, I don't know what she's going through now, but it seems like her father has failed her. Her father and her mom have taught her wrong, clearly. And I'm sure, I can bet you $1,000 that her father probably did some horrible things to her mom. And she's picking it up from her mom, what her mom endured. And she feels like this will, get him to really care and love her. He does not love her. He hates her. He's using her. And it seems like she's going to be a good, person to use, because he can cheat. He knows she ain't going to go nowhere. He can mistreat her, call her all types of names, put hands on her. She ain't going nowhere because it's graced by God. Okay.
And when I was going through transition of him not coming home on the weekends, not being there, telling me I hate you, I'll never love you.
Oh my God. Okay. Oh my goodness. People are saying he hate her, and I agree. But did you hear what the sister just said? She said that he told her he hate her. And this is a pastor. This is a man of God. This is how he treat his wife. He told her, I hate you. He didn't come home on the weekends. And what's troubling is she is constantly speaking and he's not speaking. As a man, I would expect him to take the forefront and speak on it and to confess and have accountability of the wrong that he was doing. And why put her through that? How could you fear God and you disobedient to God in every way, and you get on a pulpit and you preach the word of God, saying that God gave you these words, but you're in your flesh? It does not add up. You're constantly in your flesh. So the words that you're speaking is stuff you made up, or did you get it from Satan himself? Because that is wicked. That is a betrayal. And the word, it rather for you to be hot or cold, not lukewarm. They would spit you out. And he was definitely playing both sides of the fences. He was riding with Satan at night, and on Sunday morning, he was in a pulpit and had her as a side. And I won't be surprised if he was out there screwing men too, honey. Okay? Huh? Huh? Do y'all think he was with some men too? Huh? Press 1 if he was with some men too. Press 7 if you feel like, nah, he wasn't with no men. I wouldn't put it past him. He hates women. And she even confessed. He told her multiple times that he hate her. He wouldn't come home on the weekends, and she stayed her ass there. Okay? Wow. All right, let me bring it back up.
Never married you. Right. I knew that life and death is in the power of the tongue through the word of God. So I would say, you will love me one day. We will have a good marriage one day.
And this is what they're preaching to young girls that stick with a man that hates you, that says he hates you, and she says, you will love me one day. He said, I hate you. You will love me one day. That is delusional. That is crazy. Now, when he ends up taking her out of here, then what? Then what? Man, I tell you, this is bonkers. But we need your interactment. You guys voted for me to talk about this topic. This is not celebrity based. This is community based. So I'm really expecting you guys to hit that link and come up here and have a conversation with me about this. All right. So I'm going to continue to play.
Although he would go out for weekends, I would literally help him get ready to go meet a side chick by ironing his clothes and getting him ready for the night. And these are all things I was graced.
Did you hear that? So she was pretty much helping him go fornicate. You've been disobedience to God's word. If you're pushing that, you're supposed to follow a man of God. When you realize he's not a man of God, it's your duty to get out of that. God is not going to bless mess. And you should have known that he was not a man of God before you married him, because I'm sure the way he talking to you, the signs were there. But like you and your delusional, you want to ignore that and say, well, he will come to church one day. He will love me one day. He will act right one day. And I bet you still today, he still ain't acting right. And he still probably got hoes on the side and messing with prostitutes and so on and so forth. Okay. She's trying to paint this story that you should do ride or die. That is a very toxic trait. Just to be involved in a relationship, no matter how the dude treats you, he'll beat you, he'll lie on you, he'll cuss you out, he say he hates you, he cheat on you, and just still stick it through and say that this is God's will. God don't have nothing to do with this. This is your will. This is what you want. This is your flesh talking, because he don't even fear God. He cannot fear God with all the things that he's doing. No way. All right. So comment. I want to know your thoughts about this. I want to look in the comment section over here to see what they're saying. People are saying, girl, you sound silly. Leave God out of this. And then you have to think, what God is she's talking about? There are multiple gods that people serve. So maybe she has her own God that is telling her to do this. And she's just lying and say, it's based on a Christianity. But we know the Christianity religion does not push this. So I don't know what God she's talking about, but I guess it's her God. She said, the people say, stop lying on God, Grace. It was your desperation and stupidity that made you look like that. And then when we talk about it, I want you guys, and I'm not trying to shame anybody because I'm big myself. I belong in a plus size community. Shout out to the big girls. Okay. I am a plus size. I belong to the big bitch community. Okay. I'm big. Okay. I'm not petite. When I go shopping, I'm not in the petite session. Okay. Okay. I'm in the very large in charge. Okay. Okay. So let me make that disclaimer. Now, I should be able to talk about big people because I'm big too. But anyway, I say that to say, now I'm not religious, but I grew up religious. In religion, you are taught to control your flesh. That is your number one enemy, is your flesh. What is your flesh? Your impulses to do what you want to do. Okay. Flesh can be lusting. That's something that you want to do. That's something that you feel in your body inside that you need to do it. Eating, that is flesh. That's not spiritual. Not having, You're like, when you feel like you want to do something, you just do it. That is fleshly. I say that to say, you're supposed to be fasting when you're in most of these religions. You have to fast, and that is controlling your desire for flesh to eat. Is you hear it all the time about the fasting and all that. And when I look at these two individuals, they're big. And that lets me know, I mean, you can see it. I don't care how good the speaker they are. The devil is a good speaker. The devil is a good manipulator. The devil is a good pretender. But when you see people that are obese, that lets me know you don't have control over your flesh. And you're speaking the word of God, you should definitely do a lot of more fasting. And I doubt they do any fasting. And then what you put in your body, and you guys, I know you guys don't talk about this because you love to talk about homosexual as a sin and all the LGBT as a sin. And that's a trick from the Satan to think that that's the only sin according to the Bible, because you're doing all the other sins and you're going to end up burning in the same place that you say the homosexual's going to be. Y'all going to be in the same goddamn place because Satan have tricked you that the only sin that count is homosexuality. However, you're doing a whole bunch of the other shit that's going to cause your ass to burn just with their ass, allegedly, according to certain religions. Okay? So you're going to get tricked out your spot. But also, a lot of people forget gluttony. Okay? And that is overeating. And clearly, this man of God and her, they overeat. And they have some nerves to be in religion. They really need to get off the flesh and everything they're saying. I challenge if it's really spiritual according to certain Christianity religion, because the flesh has taken over. And I am reminded about T.D. Jakes. And T.D. Jakes, he's a good speaker, and he is big as hell. He is big as hell. That is not of God. All them pies and macaroni and cheese and candy yams he's pushing down his throat. He don't have any control of his flesh when you're eating like that. And then all those Diddy allegations, hey, the fruit it bears. Then you hear about young pastors. They said that T.D. Jakes, did what he did to them when he was young, and T.D. Jakes trying to sue them. Honey, I already knew. When I look at somebody that's obese up in a pulpit, I question that, because I'm like, you're not fasting. It shows. I don't give a damn how much. You can be a good pastor, you can be a good speaker, you can blah, 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 all them tongues and shit. But that's just how I was raised. I don't know how you guys were raised, but I'm not religious, so I can eat all the fried chicken I want to, okay? Hell, you know what I mean? But if I decide to get back religious, I know I'm going to have to cut the flesh. And partly doing that is stopping eating, sacrificing me wanting to eat. And, it does benefit you health, but, everything and the word and certain religions are there to benefit you. They're not there to harm you. They're there to protect you and to help you live a better life, allegedly. All right. So I want to know what you guys think about this. Feel free to hit that link because I want to hear from you all. I'm looking in the comment section over here. I'm so glad I'm no longer in church. Okay, and I forgot to put this up. Okay, I'm doing all that talking. I was a little box. It don't matter because my it keep on flicking. I don't know what's going on with my old lady filter. If you guys don't know, I do use a old lady filter, and it keeps flicking. When I first put this filter on, nobody believed it. They thought it was real. Oh my, that's how you really look. You old as shit. But now y'all see the flicking. I don't know what's going on. The spirit of Kevin Samuels. I say that because Kevin Samuels, he had some type of video, and it was a guy in the background of the bed, and then he said it was glitching. So it was this whole thing about the glitch. Now my filter is glitching. I don't know what's going on. Okay. I just wanted to address that. Okay. Now I'm going to look in the comment section and see what's going on. A man got some time to tell me that he hates me and that I'll be the last act. So people are saying, it should never get to the point where a man have to tell you he hates you. All right. So, do you guys agree with this ideology of the pastor wife and this woman? I think it's very dangerous. I think that this is the type of woman that her husband will be accused of SAing little boys, and she would stay beside her husband. Don't you agree? And these women are very dangerous. I don't feel sorry for these women. These women are not victims because their husbands are the same husbands that are SAing little girls and little boys. And these wives are sticking beside their husbands saying it's the grace of God. We have seen it tons of time. We have seen it tons of time. Okay? So, no, this is very dangerous. And I'm sure that man, I won't be surprised if he was messing with little boys and girls. You hear how many pastors out here messing with little boys, okay, especially in the Catholic. And I'm sure the women that's around know it too. They know it. Whew. So that's how I feel about that. So, comment, I want to know what your thoughts. Careful, that filter might come off. Ooh, well, you know what? Let it come off, honey. Let it come off. But it's not going to come off. All it's going to do is flicker, but it's still going to stay in flicker mode. But I don't have to worry about it like revealing, you know what? You know what I mean? So it's going to stay because I'm going to see what's going on. Shit, I'm not going to put myself in a situation. But I already got on here without the filter. I've got on here before. And I guess I look so good. People didn't believe it, honey. Okay. They was like, oh, you look so young. You look so young. Is that a young filter? Okay. And I ain't say nothing because I didn't want to confirm shit. And I just went back with my old face filter because I didn't want the popularity. You know what I mean? When you have a certain look, it brings a lot of trouble and it's a lot of attention, So at this time in my life, I'm not here for all that type of attention or whatever, but I'm being transparent with y'all. I'm not going to keep on telling y'all this, okay? Eventually, I just want y'all to forget and just, hey, accept this old lady filter and just be done with it, okay? So don't bring it up. But I have to bring it up because it keep on flickering, okay? So someone says you don't need the filter. You know what? You're right. I don't need it, but clearly we're not doing it for a need, right? Right. I mean, you don't need to be doing a lot of stuff that you do, but you do it because you want to do, right? A lot of y'all don't be needing to lay on y'all back and let these men hump y'all, but you do it. A lot of y'all don't need to be getting on your knees and bobbing and weaving, but you do it. A lot of us don't need to be going to Popeyes, eating that chicken, but we do it. So I don't understand. I don't get into it when people tell me what I need to do because I can tell you a whole bunch of stuff what you don't need to do either. But clearly I do it because I want to. Okay. Okay. Hell, I still got that fan. Hello. Now, I stopped doing the fan for a while. And the reason why I stopped doing the fan for a while, because I wanted to rebrand. I did not want people to remember my branding of the fan. I wanted to rebrand myself. And I wanted to just rebrand it. And when you're rebranding, that means you're not taking something from an old brand because you're rebranding. And I was very successful with my rebranding, don't you think? Okay. Press 2 if you felt like I was very successful with my rebranding. Okay. I have rebranded multiple times, clearly. All right. So, and when you rebrand, you don't keep on bringing up your old brand when you're rebranding. You rebrand and you move on. Okay. Just like a relationship. When you're in a relationship and you're in a new relationship, you don't keep on bringing up the old relationship. You don't carry the old baggage from the old relationship to the new relationship. It's a new relationship. So accept it as a new relationship and move on, Hell, I don't talk about it. I be about it, baby. Okay. I'm a girl of action. I don't do all this talking. Okay. Yeah. But I do definitely, I love all of you all that love me and support me. I know everybody that watch me is not my supporters. I know everybody that watch me don't love me. They're just here for a certain content. I get that. But I'm talking to the ones that really care about me. I love you guys. And hopefully we have a close connection, you know? Yeah. All right. You step your game up. Baby, you already know what it was. Honey, come on now. Come on. Hell yeah, I stepped my game up. That's all I know how to do is elevate. You know, that's all I know how to do. And I thank people and my family members. I've always, well, not all of them. Okay, let's scratch that shit. Okay. I've probably seen a few people in my family have ambition. I don't know if I just always was driven around, ambition. I like to see people that are very ambitious. They inspire me. I'm attracted to that. So, I'm gonna do it. I don't care what you guys say. It doesn't matter. And I think I've proven myself that I don't allow the public or anybody dictate my decisions or what I want to do. I have a mind of my own. And I love my mind, and I love having self-control, and I love having control of myself. All right. Yes. Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. What'd you say? Look at Cher. She always rebranding, and it worked for her. Oh, I gotta check out Cher. Okay. We love you, GB. Thank you, YouTube streets. I appreciate that. GG, you are gorgeous in any way. Thank you, Nicole. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you, Peaches. I appreciate that, girl. Okay. So any other thoughts you guys have about this topic? All right. Looking here, people really be having spiritual psychosis. All right. So a lot of people are just not with it. But clearly she is and he is. They're probably gonna have some good chicken together tonight. Okay. So let me tell you. They said, what's the name of the filter app? I gatekeep. Okay. It's so many filter apps out there, you guys. Go ahead and get yours. Okay. But I do gatekeep. I think part of a brand is to keep your business to yourself, and just keep going. So that's how I feel about it. When I don't ever use this filter I'm using and I'm done with it and I rebrand to something else, then I'll let you know. But that's just what it is. I don't need, that's just how I am, That's how I am. Don't ask me any more questions about it now. All right, let's move on. But I had to address it because it kept moving and it irritates me when I look at it. Hell, okay. All this damn flickering. All right. So any other comments about this topic? And let you guys know later on tonight, I'm going to be talking about Ari, Cardi B, Offset. Hopefully you guys join me on that. All right. And I had to take the earrings out of my ear. I had some earrings in my ear earlier, but they were so heavy. Like they were really pulling on my ear and it hurt it. So I was like, I got to take this out. And I put on these pearls. You guys see, I got my pearls. I love pearls, Yes. All right. And I'm still wearing this hair. This is like the third day I'm wearing this hair. I love this hair. Some good hair. Why am I wearing this hair? It's because I'm getting better at putting the lace stuff in my, forehead. I was using the yellow glue, but I don't like using a yellow glue because on my lace front, it gets a lot of that. I don't know what you call it, but it's a lot of that white stuff that comes on. But anyway, I found this melting lace and it's clear and I put it on and it don't give me as much white, residue, but it gives me a little, but not much. Child, I was trying to take it off. It was not coming up. Man, it was not coming up. So I said, fuck it. I put my hair in a ponytail. I put that bonnet on and I called it a night. I'm not going to force it to come off if it ain't going to come off. So shit, yesterday it still was stuck on my head. It would not come off. Earlier today, it started to lift, but I put some more glue on there. I said, fuck it, I'm not about to go and keep on changing out. So later on the night, I'm going to put some probably Vaseline or some type of cocoa butter on my edge and let it lift up, and I'll probably change it tomorrow. And that's that on that. It's called dandruff. No, it's not dandruff because it comes from the glue. It's glue residue. It has nothing to do with my hair, okay? I don't have any dandruff in my hair. Ever since I've been using peppermint oil. I use peppermint oil on my hair, and I wash my hair often. Not often, but probably like, I don't know, every other. I ain't going to get into that. I wash my motherfucking hair, and I go to the salon. But it's not dandruff. It's glue residue. When you put glue, and you probably don't know, and you put that lace, depending on the glue you use, sometimes it can leave glue build up a residue on your lace front. That's what I'm referring to. It's have nothing to do with dandruff. Okay? Shit. Don't end up with Gorilla Glue. Yes, you remember that girl with Gorilla Glue? Isn't that crazy? Are you married? No, I'm not married. You know, marriage is such a serious thing. I take marriage very seriously. I've been engaged twice. And I did not move forward, and I'm happy that I did not move forward because marriage is a big commitment. And you know, I don't know. Like when I think of marriage, I think of being in prison. Okay. It's like I'm stuck with this person for the rest of my life. And if I want to get out of this marriage, they possibly would try to take me out of here. So marriage is scary for me. And a lot of times I look at it like a prison. Okay. Damn. I can't do what I want to do. Hell, you know? Then I got to consider your feelings all the time. Hell no. Hell no. It got to make sense. I just can't get married just for the sake of doing it. Now, I did have this Nigerian guy. He want to marry me, y'all. He want to marry me, y'all. But I think he want to marry me because Trump gonna get his ass out of here. I don't even know that's gonna help, right? Shit. God damn it. I mean, hell. I don't know. But I told him I would think about marrying him, but it was a lie. I'm not gonna marry him. But it sounded good when it came out my mouth. Hell, okay. Hey, Miss Diva Doll, how you doing?
Hey, beautiful. Look, I missed the first one earlier after you called me hours after that. When I got back in here from getting some crabs and stuff, you was getting ready to end the live, so I watched the playback. Now I'm catching this one.
Oh, thank you, baby. I appreciate that.
Yeah, you lit. And I always do a little survey thing and hit the like button and all that.
I appreciate that. Those surveys really count because a lot of times I put topics up and I don't know what the algorithm is going to push out and what you guys like. So when you participate, it lets me know X, Y, and Z.
Yeah, I understand it. Yeah, you should continue to talk about everything you talk about, but I want to ask you a question.
Go ahead. And
outside, it don't have nothing to do with what you talking about. Why are you on here explaining to people? Why are you on here explaining to these men and women about a lace front and your little flakes not dandruff? They know that. Okay. They know that.
Okay, a guy was like, it's dandruff.
Let me tell you something. That guy just wants some attention from you on this internet, okay? He's starstruck. He a fan. Half the women he sleep with probably wear lace fronts. They bald-headed. Okay. He know what that white flaky stuff is. He just sitting on his pillowcase when them girls get up and leave in the morning.
Oh, wow.
He didn't see that stuff. Now I love you. I gotta go. You doing the right thing. Talk about everything you talking about. Keep talking about it. I sent you that link about McDonald's.
Yeah, okay. So let me tell you, I love you dearly, but I'm not going to look at the link,
Okay,
okay?
y'all, you gonna stop eating McDonald's?
Ignorance is bliss. So earlier today, Miss Diva dialed, and I don't know if you guys know, but if you hit me on my DMs, my Instagram, oftentimes I will call my supporters just out the blue. I will call you on Instagram just to talk. I do it all the time.
I didn't know. I didn't know.
Yeah, it's randomly. I don't do it to everybody. I just felt like doing it. So I call her and we talking. And then she talks to me about McDonald's and she want to tell me some horrible stuff about McDonald's. But I don't want to hear it. You know, ignorance is bliss. I don't want to stop eating McDonald's. So I don't want to hear the information. So, but I appreciate you for telling me. But I'm not when I'm
I
ready to.
can't hear you without. It's
Okay.
loading up. It's circling on my end.
All right, well, I'm gonna put you down, okay? Because I hear that background. But yeah, I appreciate her though for giving me awareness, but I'm not going to look at that horrible stuff about McDonald's. I know it's going to be nasty, and I don't want to hear it. So I'm going to be ignorant, and I choose ignorance, and that's okay. And I guess I talk about my lace fronts and my filter because I'm trying to, or I am being a little bit more open. You know, the past, certain brands that I had, I purposely wanted to cut myself off and be closed off as far as like personal shit and stuff like that. So I'm trying something different, trying to open up the door a little bit. I'm not gonna bust that door open, but I'm doing a little bit. So that's why I'm talking about, so hopefully I can engage and really touch people that really like me and have a connection with me. Because sometimes when I don't show up and show myself, I will attract individuals that I may not like. And they wouldn't know because sometimes when I show up for work, I'm just in work mode and that's all you see. You really don't see none of me, especially some parts in the past. So, I'm just trying something different. I'm always trying something different anyway. So that's that. Okay. You're the same way about that bacon. Keep it messy with sweet. You know it, baby. You know it. You know it. Okay. I understand, but I think you look beautiful. Thank you. I appreciate that. Same here, Gigi. I don't want to know. I don't want to know. Uh-huh. Sometimes we need to rest our mind to think clearly. Yeah. Yep. Whew. I tell you, it's been a crazy day. All right. I can tell you guys, I don't have you okay. So I gave my mom a gift, and I bought her the Ray-Bans glasses. My mom, she's really into technology. She's loved technology. So I surprised her with the Ray-Bans, the ones that record, the ones that take pictures and all that. And honey, when I'm telling you, she's loving it. I just got off the phone with my auntie, and my auntie was like, "Oh my God, you always do. You always think about your mama. You always go for your mama. I love that about you. I wish I had a daughter so she could do that for me because she has sons. And sometimes sons, they really don't be thinking about their mama like that. I don't know. But yeah. So I'm thankful that I know my mom well to get her gifts that she appreciate, So that's that. And my mom, she likes surprises. I don't like surprises. I cannot stand surprises. I don't want anybody to surprise me with anything or any gifts. When my mom surprised me with gifts, oftentimes she failed. And I tell her, I said, Mom, I really don't like it. I don't want it. I'm picky and I don't like surprises. I give my mom lists, but she don't like when I give her a list. Like something's going up. She's like, what you want? And I said, I'll send you my list later. And that's just how I was raised to send lists. And like Christmas, I always had a list of things that I wanted. When I got on the honor roll, yes, I was an honor roll student. I wasn't a 3.5 up, but I was in my 3.2s. Hell, okay. I was in a 3.2 shit. 3.2, 3.4 GPA. That was me. Okay. I don't even know how I did it, to be honest with you. But clearly something was clicking. Okay. It was the grace of God. I look back, I'm like, damn, what did I learn? Okay. I don't know. Okay. But yeah. Yep. Do you guys like to be surprised with gifts, or you don't like surprises? Press 1 if you like surprises. Press 2 if you do not like surprises. I don't like surprises. Let me know what you're getting me, and I would like to approve or disapprove, because I don't want you to waste your money, and I don't want to waste my time, and I don't want to keep something and collect something I really don't want, or I'm not going to appreciate. I'm very picky. I'm very particular. I know that about myself, and I let people that's close to me know that I'm very picky. Monday, I might want it. Wednesday, I don't want it. So let me know. Sometimes people I'll be like, oh, I love this, and that was Monday. And then you get it to me for a surprise on Wednesday. And I'm like, I didn't ask for this, but you said you loved it. Yeah, I loved it on Monday, but I don't love that. Hell, I didn't want it. Shit, I just loved it at that moment. I'm very picky. I'm very iffy like that. So it's best you let me know. Don't surprise me. If God had you to told you to change, guys, I do you mean you are going to iron the clothes? All right. Well, I do have to prepare for another live tonight. I just want to say thank you all for joining the Messy Sweet Spot. I thank you all out there. I appreciate you guys. Have a good evening. Hopefully you guys join me on the next live. And if not, I will see you guys sooner than later. Bye. DJ, where you at, DJ? DJ.
It's not a game, it's a rich thing.
Hey. Let me get ready for the video. What? Yeah. Yes, I love y'all. Okay. Yes. What? I feel like I'm in a music video, y'all. What? Yeah. I'm out, y'all.